Hello, hello. I just got back from the store, so I'm still setting up. Give me a hot minute. Hello, hello, hello. I'm still setting up. YouTube, 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 YouTube. A1. A1 Vacuum and Sewing. You are here with A1 Vacuum and Sewing. Okay. Sorry, that's so ridiculous. Hello, hello. Okay. I know, isn't that pretty? Okay. Let me grab my stuff. I don't even know if I'm prepared. So, I was at the store because somebody has really bad dogs in this neighborhood, and it's me. Come inside. Come. Come on. Momo, come. Momo, come. No. No. Oh my God. Okay. Go back, but be quiet. My dog, instead of coming, he picked up his frisbee like, hey, it's playtime. Yes, it's not playtime. Okay, okay. This is the project that we're doing today. It's Country Blooms, except we are going to be doing, this one is the one that I blew up in my 10.5 by 10.5 inch hoop. I like it bigger. I just like it bigger because, I don't know. What do you do with the little ones? Do you guys decorate with them? Like, this is something I could actually like put on, we could put it on the bed or something, right? And it's so cute. Like, I could give it to Violet and she could put it in her room or something like that. But what we're doing today is we're stitching out this version, which is the Kimberbell version. You know, I was thinking, I was like, maybe what I'll do from now on is I'll do like a special curated version, and then we can do a Kimberbell version too. And I love this because it's Country Blooms. It looks country, and it looks like it is perfect for the holidays, for 4th of July, and it'll be a great little decoration for the house. So we have these fabric kits. I have some of these. I think I might be sold out, but we have enough to make more of them. So we're going to make some more of them. What we don't have right now is the leather. So it might be a couple weeks until we have that again. But we'll have this. And this is kept for the large size. And I actually put together detailed instructions on what sizes to cut everything. So you have choices. This you'll have to wait on though. Okay. I was just pulling threads because I did not have all the colors, and I keep getting them and selling out, getting them and selling out. And so today I grabbed them. I was like, that's it. I'm grabbing some. Here's my fabrics, and we're going to go ahead and let's see. I think the design is going to go, these are my special little notes. The 8 by 12. So I'm going to go ahead and hoop up for because the design is 6.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to hoop up in my 7 by 12. So let me grab my 7 by 12 magnetic. I am not looking at your questions right now. So hopefully you don't have any. Hopefully you have none. My computer's all the way across the room. So Let me go ahead and hoop up here. It's my favorite. This is my brother 7x12, and I love my 5x7. These are what I use the most. However, I love the hoops that came with the machine. Like I used those for years and years and years and years. And I've just started using these in the past couple of years. And I'm using muslin instead of cutaway. It called for light mesh cutaway. Most of the time, instead of cutaway, I use muslin. I just like the way it feels better. I feel like it's more pliable. I like the way it presses when you press it out. So there's just so many reasons I prefer it. And you should get some and try it. We carry it in the store. I like the 90-inch because I just take it and I roll it up like a roll of stabilizer. I just roll it and I embroider, rehoop, and conserve. Okay. Let me read through this. Your kit is going to have, instead of the wood grain, your kit, this kit, I'm putting just the regular cork in it. And then this kit right here, the Country Blooms one, the Kimberbell fabric, I'm putting this cork with the gold flecks in it because it's so cute. We're out of this too. So we're just almost run out of kits, and we'll cut more as soon as the cork comes in. So we're still waiting for those. So let's go ahead and take a look at our project. This is what we're going to be doing, and it's a bench buddy, and it's an 8x8 pillow. So we sell it with the kit where you can buy it like this, and you can also buy it with the pillow form. For this one, I made my own pillow form. Look at how, you would never know. I just like, when I make the pillow forms, I always do them, I usually do them at least half an inch bigger, if not an inch. So if it was a 10.5 inch, then I make my pillow form either 11 inches or 11.5 inches. And oh, look at, oh yeah. So, and I sew it with like a 1/4 inch, like an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance or a 1/4 of inch seam allowance. I just stuffed this with polyfill. I didn't even sew it shut, although I could sew it shut if I want. Just stuffed it into all the corners. And then if you do an envelope back, you want to go ahead and flip one side, then stuff the pillow in, and look at, I know. I don't even sew it shut. Sometimes I do. Depends on how lazy I'm feeling. This one I didn't even sew shut. I was like, who cares? It's just going inside the pillowcase. I shouldn't show you this. You guys are going to be like, who am I watching here? Okay, put it in one side and then flip the other side around. Don't turn it inside out on both sides because you're not going to be able, it's going to be really hard to stuff it. And this one is just an envelope back. And I made it overlap quite a bit. There you go. You don't even know. So I make little muslin pillow forms all the time. They're super easy to do. I just use whatever my scrap is. I'm like, oh, here's a piece, and just sew it together. All right, we are hooped up. We have our fabric. You're also going to need some batting. So grab a piece of batting. Hopefully this is the right size. And let's go on over to the machine. Let me see if I can grab my filming arm here. Hello! Great survival skills. You guys are always so sweet. You call them like survival skills. Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about my pillow form. So let's go into embroidery. I'm going to grab my hoop and slide it on. Oh, guess what? Haven't even changed out my foot. I always like that when I don't change. Yeah, it's so easy to make a pillow form. You just need some polyfill. You can make a pillow form any size you want to make it. And I don't even serge it. I just like, I could have done it on my serger. I just leave a 3-inch opening, and I just sew it together around the edges, stuff it in the pillow. This is the advanced screwdriver. This one's green. The ones they sell now, and they've sold them for the past couple of years now, it's black. So if you get a black one, don't think you didn't get the right one. This is this is just what they used to sell it, the color it used to be. And what's so great about this is this end fits perfectly over this screw. But I also use it on my, here to change my needle, and I use it on the hoop when I'm tightening my hoop. So anywhere there's a screw, I will use this if it will work. So those are great. That's like one of my top favorite notions. And let me grab my foot. Hand tighten, and then tighten with the screwdriver. If you hand tighten only, it will eventually shake off in the middle of your embroidery and scare the bejesus out of you, because it'll start to vibrate and then the needle will hit it and you're going to be like, what's going on? My machine's broken. It's not the machine. Just always tighten it. All right, here we go. Yeah, and I still, like, we sell the little pillow forms, and they're not too expensive, but yeah, they're so easy. They are so easy to whip up. Just whip them up, toss them in, and be done with it. So I sent over my design this morning. Love them. Oh, I'm so glad you're using that foot. I love the foot. I use it all the time. I did the scrappy backs, and I'll show those to you in a little bit, but I finished my, I know, I just finished my enchanted scrappy back. I'm going to start on my sipping on sunshine one because I still haven't finished those. So this is where I send my designs over. That's via design database transfer, which is wireless. You got two different designs. One is for the 6x10 hoop, and one is for the 8x12. If you have the 8x12, go ahead and put that one in. So I'm going to go ahead and touch that. If you have the room for it, use whichever. If you can do the 8x12, do that one. If your biggest hoop is the 6x10, then do that one. It's going to be fine. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to select my hoop size. 7x12. If you made a comment in the beginning, I will go back to those, but I didn't see them because I was doing all of my other nonsense. All right. So I just set that. It's 6.5 by 6.5. Go ahead and set. And then we're not changing anything to it. I'm going to leave it. However, if you want to blow this up, and I did a video, can we get this design digital? Yeah, I just got all the designs in, and so just purchase it digitally. I can send it to you tomorrow. I'm going back to the store tonight. Homestone came in, so I was at the store, and then I raced back home, and then I'm going to go back to the store because I'm trying to get all the kits put together now that we got our embellishments in. So, if you want to blow this up big, you're going to go edit, go to your size key. This is up and down 20%. Stitch count stays the same. This will redigitize for you if you have that option. And then you can blow it up. You can double it in size. And that's how I did my other one. I just blew it up. I blew mine up for the 10.5 by 10.5 inch hoop. I could have gone an inch bigger. I could have filled up the 11.5 by 18 inch hoop. So, but we're not doing that. I'm going to reset. This is your reset button. That's going to take it back to the original size, or I could have hit my undo button. And now I'm going to go into embroidery. And my hoop is on. I selected 7x12, right? Yep. I'm going to just hit my move arrows. So go layout. These are my move arrows. And I'm going to scoot it all the way up to the top. There we go. And let's get ready to stitch. Are we good? Anyone have any questions? What do you need? You guys need anything? All right. Let me go ahead and grab my little bookie book. First thing we're going to do, I did already pre-fuse. If you haven't done that yet, I want you to go ahead. I'm leaving this all in one piece. Why cut it into all those little pieces? And I just had a piece of scrap in my SF 101. Is that dog hair in there? Yes. So it's just going to be, this is the center flower. And then there's a whole bunch of red flowers. I just did this whole piece, and I'll do one here, and then I'll do my other flower, I did not cut this apart. If you cut it apart, great, but you really didn't have to. And then this is for my center. You might have different fabric. I think we did a couple different fabrics. You're going to either have a floral, like a doodle floral, or I can't remember. You might have this. You might have dots. I just grabbed this out of our scrap bin before I came home. And then I did not cut these apart. I'm going to lay these down all at once for my borders. Okay. All right. From this screen, I like to stay right here. This is where you can go forward and backward stitches and whole thread colors. And the first thing it wants you to do is it wants you to do a placement line for your batting. So go ahead, hit start. Oh, wait. How about some thread? I'm going to put in a color I can see, but nothing that's too dark. How about steel blue? Sounds like a winner to me. Here we go. Make sure your foot is up when you thread. That opens up your tension disc. If your foot is down, it's going to just sit on top of it. All right, placement stitch for your batting. And I think it said it wanted you to cut your batting. You need several pieces of them. This first one is going to be 7 by 7 inches. And I didn't... Shoot, we should just cut it to size, right? Guess what? I didn't even cut mine to size. I guess I could right now. Let's go completely old school. I'm going to like lay it down. I'm going to trim it. I'm going to do everything like the most old school way you can do it. I didn't do scan and cut. I didn't do anything. All right, here we go. Here's my spray tent. And my room is an extra special mess. I had this like, I don't want to call it slat wall. I want the side that's lumpier and bumpier, although both of these sides are kind of lumpy and bumpy. I'm going to give it a little shot of spray and we're going to lay it down. We're going to let it do the tack down. This is how I used to do it. I should just have cut it to size, but all right. Let's lay it down. I'm going to lay it right in the corner to conserve. I'm going to get my spatula too to make sure nothing goes awry. And let's go ahead and do my tack down. It has been a long time since I've done it this way. I can't even remember last time I did it like this. I always cut it to size because it's going to save you a step and it saves you all that time trimming. I still haven't found my my Kimberbell snips, and I'm so sad. Because Kimberbell snips, they were going to discontinue them, but then they decided not to, but they're in production. So we're like 2 months out. When will we get home sewn design if we only got the digital? We'll send those out like tomorrow. Maybe I can get Patrick to do some tonight, but probably tomorrow. We have all hands on deck. So we'll send out your digital designs. We'll get all of those sent out. You guys are chomping at the bit for that, right? I can't wait to. Okay, you're going to trim. So this is what, because we cut it to size, this is what we don't have to do. We don't have to do the tack down and we don't have to do the trim, and it saves so much time, but it's okay to do it all sometimes, right? It's kind of fun. But now when you have to go back to the store and send Sandy her design, I got to get back to the store. This is a 43-minute stitch out. So we'll probably be here, I'd say like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And we'll get you your stuff. I know you guys are so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to start stitching them. Doesn't have to be perfect. I should probably be using a bigger pair of snips. All right. Breathe. You guys know me. I don't breathe. I just stress. All right. What's our next step? Next step. So we place the batting. We stitch the batting tack down. If you're doing the 6x10, it's just going to cut, I think the top, or it's going to do the tack down on the top and the bottom. If you're doing the 8x12 design, it's going to do the tack down all the way around. Stitch the background placement lines. Wait. Stitch the batting, place the batting, tack it down, trim it close, and now you're going to stitch the background placement lines. We don't need that because we're going to center our fabric to that. So this is the background placement. I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to lay down my background fabric. Here's my background fabric. I'm going to give it a shot of spray. You don't have to see me doing that. Make sure there's nothing icky on the back. Like, look. What is that? Am I going to see that through? No. I don't know what that is. It looks like some kind of marker. Make sure there's no, like, red threads. Where they come from, I don't know. I never even sew with red. Okay, I'm going to center this to this. Going to feel around, make sure it's covering the whole thing, and then I press it down. I'm going to do the tack down. I'm going to leave my steel blue in. And then it wants to do the background quilting. I'm going to use I think it calls for linen, but I'm going to use this. This is Jeanne, and this is 7003. It's a little bit iridescent. It's a creamy iridescent. Sandy, I've been looking everywhere for them. And actually, I did. I moved my whole table. I looked under my side table. I have no idea where they're at. Maybe it's just the universe telling me to try out some other stuff. I literally ordered maybe 4 or 5 different pairs of snips to try them out. Like there's a gypsy quilter pair. I ordered another pair of the Havels, which I love. So I ordered some other stuff, and I guess maybe it's just an opportunity to see what else is out there. All right, you should look at your screen. It should be showing you the background quilting stitch. This is a thread that I'll use for background quilting or special stuff. I wouldn't use it for dense stitching. It's high maintenance, but it's really pretty and it's iridescent. I love something a little more special. Cindy, you don't know, Cindy, the best way to find your stuff is to go out and buy the replacement. As soon as you do that, then it'll show up. I know sometimes I go, did I throw it away? You know, did I accidentally drop it into my... I mean, that's always a possibility. All right. we're just going to go right according to the list. So right now we're doing the back down, the background, tack down, basting lines. Or we did that. That was 4. Now we're doing this, the background quilting, and then it wants you to do this color. I think is that mossy? Hang on. I think it's mossy. Yeah. So get your mossy thread. That's next. Although I'm going to have to rethread, and that's just what happens when you're using high maintenance. It's okay. And I haven't been going to the trouble of changing out my needle, slowing it down. At this point, I just go, do you see this? How it got a little bit coiled on the end. At this point, I'm just going to go back 10 threads, and then I will just start stitching again. I'm going to get my mossy thread. Mossy's next. What have you guys been up to this weekend? Okay, gonna put, nope, that's not mossy. I'm gonna put mossy in. I know, isn't that like, there are times where I'll be missing something, like I'll throw it in a bag, like a project bag with stuff, and I go, oh my goodness, it's been 6 months since I saw you. The other thing I did is I put up that project wall over there. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up my to be finished projects. Because, you know, there was more up there. I had put up my home sewn. I put up home sewn April, May, and June. And I made my scrappy backs. And then I layered. And then I realized I don't even have the binding fabric. So I had to go to the store and get my binding fabric, because a lot of times I'll just bring home scraps of whatever's left over. I'm so glad you emailed me about that, Trish, and I'm going to reach out to all the other people and make sure they go through their threads too. I sent an email to my rep. So here is, you know, you guys are like, you're still not done. Yeah, I'm still not done. So I did my scrappy backs, and it's just all the leftover fabric, and then I just sewed it all together. I did layer. I like to stitch in the ditch with monopoly, and then you really don't see it when you pop out of the ditch. Let me see if I popped out of the ditch somewhere that you can see. That's how good right here. Do you see right there? I popped out of the ditch a little bit, but you can barely see it because it's clear. Anyways, so layered, I just have to put the binding on this one. This one is April, right? Here's my scrappy back. Again, like I said, just leftover fabric. Whatever's left over, I just sewed it together, and then I cannot stand having all those little pieces. And I know they come in handy once in a while, but I rather not have them. This is going to be for June. Of course, there's nothing on the front because I still haven't pieced it. Because I thought I'd take this one from start to finish, from sewing it all together to layering it to stitching in the ditch and doing the binding. So hopefully I'll have those all done because we need to get ready for the next set. Okay, what's your next color? You're going to stitch the crepe fills. And the crepe fills are going to be the tan with the star, which is light tan. Get your light tan next. I've already done the spreadsheet for home sewn too. I wonder if it's up. I don't know if I ever put it up. But I'll get that up for you. How do you sew with monopoly? I know some people quilt with it. I just use it for stitching in the ditch. So I use the stitch in the ditch foot, and I keep my eye on the flange and keep the flange bedded down in the seam and just sew. I don't adjust anything. I feel like these machines are so good. And in my bobbin, I usually just leave my pre-wound bobbin, or I'll do a thread that's matching. I normally don't do monopoly in the bobbin and the upper, although you can, and if you do, buy pre-wounds. What are you looking for on Amazon? What are we looking for? Hi, Miss Lita. I was thinking about you, Lita, because I will finish. I'm going to piece together my scrappy back on Sippin', and then I'll film the rest. You'll see how poor my skills are. You know what, Carol? I've never bought Kai snips, but I love every single pair of Kai scissors I have. I'm going to order those too. I'm just going to have everything. Right now, I think these are just my Havels. These are my snippies. What I like is I like them a little bit longer. I like the 5-inch better than the 4 3/4. Like, I like these tips just a little bit longer. It's a little bit stronger. Okay, after you do this, right now you're stitching the crate fill lines. Then we're going to place the topping. You know what I didn't do? I didn't do the topping. I didn't do it. I didn't feel like I even needed it. So you can do that if you want. I'm not going to use it. I did my other one. I was like, do you really need that topping? I didn't feel like I needed it. Get your, you're going to need your cork. Get your cork, or you could use the wood grain. This is made to be with the wood grain. But when we made the kits, there was no wood grain. We just kitted it with the cork. Okay, don't judge me by how messy my sewing room is. It's bad. It'll get better though once I get my new slot wall up, because I'm getting new slot wall. So, but this is my back for Enchanted, and I'll do one just like this for Sippin'. And like, I had extra pieces left over from like the border, so I just put them in here. I don't know why I had one of these. I had an extra one of those, and that was like an extra border piece too. So I just put it in here, and I just like grab, you know what I do is maybe I'll show you how I cut it down. But this is going to be the back. It's like 42 by 42. I have a little bit of overhang here I haven't cut off yet, and I will layer. So that's messy room. I'll show you. You know what I'll do? Let me get my pieces for Sippin', and I'll show you how I prep those. And I was watching Worst Ex Ever on Netflix, and so I just sat here watching that show and just sewing together my pieces. It was kind of a silly little day. Yeah, we have the wood grain leather too. We just didn't have it when we first kitted this. It hadn't come out yet. And quite honestly, I love the cork. And the cork with the gold flecks, I thought that was really, really beautiful. Okay, so next thing you're gonna do, if you want to do it, these were like stitched down like so well. I was like, do I need the topper? It does tell you to use the topper. So if you want to put the topper down, you can put your piece of topper right now. It's wash away topping, which is different than your dissolve away. It's that kind of like just white. I mean, sorry. It's almost like saran wrap, but a little bit stiffer and crisper. So you're going to put that down and tape it down. I didn't feel like I needed it. So the next step is stitch the crepe placement lines. It wants you to go ahead and put in, instead of your light tan, you're going to put in biscotti. So put your biscotti thread in now. That was a new color for me. I didn't have biscotti. Where are you? Where are you, biscotti? Here it is. Hi, Miss Sherry. Where do you find the home sewn spreadsheet? So I don't know if I put up home sewn too. I did it. All the spreadsheets can be found on our website. So go to our website, go to a1vacandsew.net. And then you're going to look at, whoops, just dropped my thread. You're going to look at videos, sew-alongs, and videos. And so if you go to sew-alongs and videos for home sewn, you're going to see there's going to be a link for spreadsheet. So that's where you go. If ever there's a spreadsheet that you can't find, then send me a note, because we've missed some. Like some things aren't even up there. I was like, oh, I didn't know that wasn't up there, and we'll add it. Some of the older projects, there are no spreadsheets. I started doing the spreadsheets, I think, during the pandemic. So if it's pre that, there's going to be no spreadsheets. Okay, this is your placement line for your cork or your wood grain fabric. I love the cork we put in your kit. I did just the plain cork for the floral. I just did the plain cork because I thought it was cooler. I thought those colors were cooler. For this one, I put in the cork with the gold flecks. So this is what you get with our kit for home sew for this Country Blooms. But this is the cork I put in if you did the purple. I don't know. I felt like the gold was too much. I'm very hypersensitive. Oh, yay, I did put it up. So it's up there. It really wasn't that complicated. It really wasn't that complicated because, okay, I didn't even pre-cut mine. I'm just going to spray it a little bit and put it right into the corner. It does want you to trim the leather as desired. When it says that to me, I want to leave about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to show you what it looks like on my other pillow. So that's how much I trimmed it down to. Okay. I probably left about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Do you like that? You like how I trimmed my threads? Or didn't trim my threads? But I'm going to give this a little shot of spray just to hold it down. so it doesn't move around. And for me, the wood grain looks like it goes this way. So look at it and put it down whichever direction makes sense to your brain. I'm going to put mine down like this with the gold going up and down and the lines of my cork going left to right. Here we go. Little shot of spray just in the corner. It's really just a little itty bitty amount. I'm going to take that and just bump it up a little bit. Okay. And of course, you can put it as far up as you want. I just put it a little bit beyond, so I don't think I'm even going to have to trim top and bottom. Okay, here we go. Do your tack down. Wait, let me make sure it's the same color for the tack down. Tack down is biscotti. I love this. They're sold out, though. They're completely sold out right now, so I'm just waiting for the restock. And I laid mine down just so I wouldn't even have to trim the very top and the left. But if you feel like that's too risky, definitely give yourself some more room. This is not from Kimberbell. This is, it might be Sally Tomato. I'm not quite sure. Do you want me to put it on the website? The cork with the gold flecks? I'll have the kids added to the website. But it is sold out right now. I'm waiting. I know, I love this cork. Okay. I'll have the kids put it up, but just know it's going to be probably about 2 weeks till they have it back in stock again. It's the good stuff. It is so pretty. You guys don't know how picky I am with the stuff we put in your kits. I spend so much time toiling. Like some of the embellishments, and you don't know what it's going to look like until it shows up. Some of the embellishments, Kimberbell isn't coming out with I think it's the wine felt. There was a wine felt and there's like this really pretty green felt. And I ordered like literally 10 different felts before I found the one that I really, really like. After you do this, it says remove the tape, trim the leather as desired. This is raw edge applique. Tear away the excess topping. Now, the reason they want you to put that topping down is so you don't take the tip of your scissors and go into the stitching. But the stitching is pretty flush. I didn't feel like I had that issue at all. Okay, wait. Does it want us to do that before? All right, we're going to trim now. And then we're going to do the little dots. All right, here we go. Just be careful. Make sure you're not skimming this too low down into like that you're pushing into the fabric and the stitches. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And you could trim right to the stitch if you want, but I think this kind of stuff looks better if you're a little away from the stitch. And don't forget, like the best thing to use for this is going to be your curved straight. And that first curve gets you over the edge of the hoop. So if you're close to the edge, it'll get you over the edge of the hoop. And then the other one allows you to like have more control than having the curved curve. All right, I'm going to try and trim in between. There's not a whole lot of room here. Go slow. Make sure you're not cutting into those stitches. You want a little upward pressure so you're not going down into the stitches that you've just sewn. Okay, I'm going to come back and get the rest of that. Ooh, maybe I should get closer, huh? Because you can't even see the lines. I might get a little closer. My other one's so big, we might go even closer. Maybe we'll just, I think for you to be able to see it with it being this small. Double curved. Hang on, I'm going to grab my double curved scissors. The little handled ones. Okay, I'm going to go closer. And I found like my snips maybe just aren't quite strong enough. So if I need a little more strength, I'm going to go to my double curved. And we're going to want to get nice and close. If you're doing the bigger one, you're going to have much more room in between. And I think this is a little too hefty for my my snips. Are with the kit last 8 months. Hang on just a second. I'm letting my dogs in. You want to come back in? Okay, Mama. Come on. All right. Hi, Quilt Wench. Okay. The tips of these will be good too because they'll angle up away from the fabric, but just because there's not a ton of room, I think you're going to want to go right next to that stitch. No, you can't come up here. Hey! Oh my God. Sometimes you just don't have a choice. Sorry! Hey! Hey! Oh my God. I'm getting kisses right now. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. This is, you guys have met Poppy before, right? Here she is in all her glory. She wanted, she's kind of aggressive with her kisses. Right, Pops? Are you aggressive? Yes. Yes, I know. I love you. Oh, you're going to lay down? Okay, hang on. Ow, no. Okay, you got to go. She's very pushy. Well, you've had enough. It's your turn. Okay, hopefully you guys are having more success than I am. Okay, get down. Go. I can't say no to her. I'm sorry. Hi, buddy. Just be careful about those stitches underneath. I just didn't really have a problem getting them. I mean, not getting them. Hi, Momo. You need love too? Hi. Ow. I see you. I know. Can you go upstairs? Hang on. I got to kick him out. I'm not getting anything. Hang on. I got to stand up. I got to get out of the way. I'm being totally assaulted here. Oh. All right. She just left. Okay, it's tight. It's tight in there. There's not a lot of room. You're going to have to cut almost to this stitch if you want to see the stitching in between. You've been so good. I know. All right. I feel like I want to get a little bit closer right there. They want attention. They've, oh my God. Here comes the next one. This is Momo. Yes. Yes. You know what? I'll get this later. But I feel like I want to get a little better right there. He's concerned about Momo. He hears him crying. It's funny because Momo is super whiny. He always has been. He's just a whiny little baby. Aren't you, Momo? Are you whiny? Yes. Okay. Now it wants you to do the little, they're like these little circles on the wood grain. Sorry that took me so long. So you want to do these, and you're going to do those in light tan. So go ahead and get your light tan. It's going to stitch right on top. How did you guys do? Did you feel like you needed... If you feel like you needed the topper, that, well, I feel like if you're gonna get into the stitches, you're gonna go right through the topper. Is the topper really gonna save you? I just didn't feel like I needed it. Okay, here we go. This bigger size, I didn't realize there was going to be so little room. Like, I felt like there was plenty of room here, but this is much bigger. And now we're stitching out those little circles. Are those screws? Something like that. So we're stitching those out right now. Seattle. Oh, are you going to be living up there, Sylvia? Are you going to be going back? Are you going to be going back and forth? I know. I miss them so much when we go on vacation and they're not with us. I think about them all the time. LaDonna, I was trying to do that piece back yesterday, and as I sew, I lay it out on the floor, and I just kind of arrange it, and I could not get anything done because, of course, your animals always sit directly in the middle of what they know. They know what you're working on. They want to be the center of your attention. Okay, so we just did those. Now it wants you to place wash away over the crate, tape in place, and then you're going to stitch the rope fill. I did not feel like I needed that topping at all, so I'm not going to put that topping down, but we're going to do the rope fill, and that color is going to be, you know what's funny? Oh, there it is, medium brown. I did mine on this one, and this was warm gray 11. I just thought it was like the perfect color. I wanted something that was a little bit cooler, and so I did that grayish. And so you're going to get your medium brown, and now you're going to do the rope. How are you guys feeling about the topper? Do you like, oh my God, please, I'm hoping all of yours, if you're skipping it, that is of your own choice. But I just didn't feel like I needed it. Hi, Momo. Oh, yes. Miss LaDonna, when you get it, make sure you guys inventory your glide sets when you get them. Go through them really well, because I think Trish was missing a couple of colors. Maybe get your checklist and just check them off, your list, as you inventory them according to your packing slip when you get them. Yeah, I did this one without the topper, and I thought it looked great. I didn't feel like it sank in, like it was still really distinct. Like I didn't feel like I lost anything with that. Trish, I sent them a note. I was like, this customer's very detail oriented, and I'm sure that these are not in her shipment, is what I said. Oh, it looks so good. The first pass doesn't look so great, but once it finishes, the detail's really amazing. I know. Okay, so we're stitching the rope fill, and then you're going to remove the tape and tear away the excess topping if you've put it down. I saw that, Liz, and I took it and I just put it into your box. And your package will probably get shipped tomorrow or the next day. If you want me to email you the design, your redemption code, let me know. But I already put it into your box of fun. Then you're going to stitch foliage too. So the next thing you need to get is your navy. Get your navy thread. That's Trish, that's literally what I said. I go, this customer is very detail oriented. So, okay, navy's next. Go ahead and stitch away 3 minutes. This is going to do your foliage. And then after that, we're going to put in celery. So get your celery thread next. Okay, perfect. Then Liz, it's in your box. So it'll just go out with all your goodies. I think we're just waiting for home soon. We'll put it all in. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Yes. Sandy, so some people ordered the full glide set. We're doing a sale on the full glide, the 385 colors. Oh, do you think this, are you saying this pattern would look good on a canvas bag? Like blown up, wouldn't it look so cute? So my Riley Blake rep was in, and I bought some like denims. I don't know. She said it's the rage. Everyone's using denim. But this would be cute, right? On like a denim bag. It was those little denim totes that Kimberbell had. Those were so nice. Okay, our color list is going to be celery, then steel blue. Reach out to me, Sandy, and let me see if I can still get you that price if you're interested. We did it at 30% off. It was, I want to say 385 colors came out to $2,021.25. And then with the discount at 30% off, it was $14.14 and some change, like $14.14, like 88 cents. And then there was a drop ship fee. That was $40. Yeah, there's a price increase, although today I bought some thread on Checker and they hadn't done the increase yet. I was like, oh, look, can I squeak this in? Sylvia, you're going to have to send me the picture of the one you did. I hope if you guys use different fabrics, post on our, so we have a Facebook group. It's the A1 Sew Along group. And post your pictures there. I find it like so inspiring to see what you guys do. All right, I am going to put in my celery thread. Celery. I know my filming arm rocks. So sorry. Which package? Which package was that, Trish? Have you checked your tracking? Once it leaves, I don't really have much control. I always watch. I mean, we try to pick the best rate with the best shipping time. Fabric and thread. Did you check your tracking? Does it look like it? Do I need to look into it? Let me know. Yeah, and your duplicates are probably going to be like the colors you use a lot. And there's so many. So there's the One Amazing Autumn. And then Kindness Grows. I did a special thread set for this one here. I did a little thread set for that. So you'll have everything. It'll be nice. You're just going to pull from your stash from now on. we would have emailed you the tracking. It goes out automatically. So unless it was a, you'll use them. So cute. This color is great. I love celery. Okay, get your steel blue, and you're going to want to grab your applique piece of fabric. This is the one we're going to be putting down next. There's going to be a lot of stitching. I should show you how I prep my my scrappy backs. So I'm not just sitting here. Actually, let me do this. All right. I like to work on this little table. And then I use my, I have like a round Martelli ironing mat that I'll use because it has like a wood back. So I'll put it right on here and I'll do my ironing. So I will grab all my leftover fabric. So this is all my fabric leftover from Sippin'. And I will try to square everything up. So there's a little rectangle. That is good just the way it is. But if I have something like this, I'll either cut it this way or I'll cut it this way. I usually cut it whichever way is bigger. So this is what I start doing. I just start cutting all of my pieces. I like to use the big pieces too. So I'll use this and I'll use this. Use that one just the way it is. This one got a little cut into, so I'll cut that off. Have a little scrap in next to me. And just start squaring everything. Might use that little guy. Look at these. Those will be so cute. So I just want squares. I probably should do like rectangles too, like do half square triangles, but I usually don't. And then hopefully there'll be something left over that was quilted. What's the next color? All right, we're gonna go ahead and put in steel blue. Steel blue, where are you? Woo! Oh my goodness. I was almost doing a split and I am not flexible. I stepped on like a piece of paper. Okay. Yeah, Trisha, I would just check the tracking. And but let me know if it's just sitting somewhere. Okay, this is placement, right? Let me see. Stitch to the placement line. I'm going to give this a little shot of spray just right in the corner. Oh, he's little. I should have done scan and cut, huh? This is the kind of stuff I like my scan and cut to cut for me. Oh, he's so tiny. Now we're going to do our tack down. Same color. Get your snips. We're going to trim it up. It wants you to trim the fabric close to the stitch line. I didn't even notice, like Patrick and I went and hiked the dogs, but I didn't notice it being particularly bad in town from the winds, Lita. Violet was at a concert and she said that she was like, it started to rain on them. So that girl is very frugal. But all of her girlfriends, they all bought a sweatshirt because it was rainy and cold. They had like some kind of festival. All right, this is when I'm like, I wish I'd scan and cut this. But that's okay. We're going completely old school here. No scan and cut. Although, I will set up a day. We'll do one day that's going to be prep. And then I will scan and cut for home sewn. This is a job for your double curve, not for your straight curved, for your curved straight. When you're trying to get, when you're trimming your applique pieces, I usually use my snips, or I'll use these. I like my snips because you just pinch. These I have to get my fingers into, so. And I will switch back and forth between my two hands. So I do prefer just the snips. I feel like they're easier. Okay. Trimmed and ready to go. Slide your hoop back on. Hoop, hoop, hoop. Okay, we just did this. And now I want you to stitch the flower 4 and 8 placement line. Color is Monarch. I did not have my Monarch either, so I brought that home. You had to shut and close up the doggy door. Ooh, you know what? When I moved out to Vegas, because I lived in Vegas and I lived in Reno, that was the first time I ever experienced winds like that, other than like a hurricane back up in the Northeast. But winds, like, I mean, it's not uncommon for us to have super high winds here. And where afterwards you would like drive down the street and you would see like broken signs and like damage from the wind. But, yeah, that was new for me when I moved out here. High winds. Okay, placement line. Go ahead and stitch placement line for the next 2 sets of flowers. You're going to be laying down your red. Oh, yeah, so I was saying Patrick and I went for a walk, and it started kind of cool, but the winds really started to kick up. He had said that we were going to have something blowing in, so I brought a hat with me, and I was happy about that. I'm going to give it a little shot of spray. I'm not cutting these down at all. I'll just give them a little shot of spray and just lay them down, because what am I going to do with all this red? So I'll just lay it down from here to here. All right. Do your tack down and trim. So you're going to stitch your tack down lines, and then we're going to go ahead and trim the clasp fabric close to the stitch line. Is everyone having just the craziest pollen season? It has been really bad up here. And it's usually bad, but I feel like it's particularly bad. I'm all for them cutting the power. I'm so scared of a bad fire. We got so lucky here. Was it last year or 2 years ago when we had that fire in Reno? And oh, the dogs are doing something upstairs. I just heard something fall. And then we had that wind event, and it blew the fire back on itself instead of into town. I was so scared. I mean, we've just seen how bad the fires can be. Have there been fires going on, I think, in Texas? Is that what's going on? What do you have, Momo? Yeah, fire is so scary. In places that you never thought there'd be fires. I'm not using my snips because I don't know where they are. Although I have my Havels. I could be using those. What my dogs are telling me is that they're hungry. I don't want to say that word in front of Momo. Okay. So I just did this step right here. Trim the fabric close to the stitch line. Now we're going to stitch the flower 9 placement line. So now there's another flower. It's kind of layered. I know. Let's pray for a not bad fire season. Okay, I'm going to lay it down right here. And tack down. Yeah, knock on wood. Okay, let's go ahead and trim this. Hello, Texas. Hi, Miss Candace. Well, are you guys having fires in Texas right now? Oh my God, I'm just so scared of fires. And I'm scared of high winds because I'm scared they'll go hand in hand with fires. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slide that back on. And we just did this. Tack down, trim. You're going to put steel blue in. It's going to do the outline of that center flower. I mean, look how teeny tiny this is. It feels so little compared to the big one that I did. Oh, yeah, don't that, like, high winds scare me now. I never, like, worried about them like I do now. I just feel like they make it so you're not safe anywhere. Here we go. Have a plan. Make sure you can get that machine into the car. I look around my sewing room and I go, I could replace everything. I would grab Mr. Mulligan and the dogs. If there was a fire. My brother, who lives in Estes Park, and they had fires that were near him, And he grabbed his vacuum cleaner. I was like, Joe, I can get you another vacuum cleaner. And he goes, it's just so nice. I thought that was kind of funny that that's what he grabbed. There are there's definitely different things I would grab in my house. How about my East Coasters? You guys have winds? Maybe we didn't have wind like we have it out here because there's so many trees. And the trees block the wind. Easy for me to say, I know. No, but you know, it's even if I didn't, it's fabric and rulers. I'm trying to think for me it's the irreplaceable stuff. And I go, is there anything in here? A couple of quilts that I've done. Terry, where are you? Terry, I have a nice big box of fun for you. Your teen loaded the back of my truck, James clothes, and even food. Kai would have a really easy... That's my bedroom. That's a different story. There's stuff in there that I would be really sad to lose. You'd grab your Bernina long arm. I have some pictures. I would grab some pictures. Yeah, grab the photo albums. I would grab the dogs. I'd probably grab the Avenir if I could. All right, I'm going to take this out. What's our next color? I'd grab my jewelry box. There's not that much in there, but there's stuff I have I love. All right. We just did this step right here. We're going to go back to Mossy, Monarch, Monarch, Monarch. What's that? That is salmon. So let's do that. Mossy and then a bunch of Monarch. Oh, yeah, I'd have to grab this stuff. I'd have to grab some of that stuff, like the important papers, right? Like your passport and the deed and your, what they call the thing to your car? Your title. You'd have to grab all of that. It'd be tough. It'd really be tough losing your house and the stuff in it. Grab your Bernina. Woo! I don't know what it is about this stitch, but it's making my table shake. Oh man, Cindy, tornadoes are scary. Okay, get your Monarch thread. Hi, Kai. Hi, buddy. Their brother's home. Momo's just saying hello. They have not been fed. Do you mind feeding them? Thank you. Brother is number one. Okay, you're putting your monarch in. It's going to do the outline of your red flowers. Oh, God, that must have been so hard, Miss Candace. Wow. Oh, yeah, I could give up stuff easily for, if it was Patrick or stuff would be easy to give up. Yeah, brother does play with them. They know that. They look at Kai and they go, oh, Kai equals playtime. Yeah, Hokies would look really nice with this too, right? Because it's a little bit darker. Maybe that contrast. So we're going to stitch flower 4 satin outline. And then you're going to do flower 9 and then flower 8. So it's going to do this one. Then it's going to do the outside one. And then it's going to do that one right there. And then your salmon. I think I have so much stuff in my sewing room, it would take me a while to figure out what I was missing. And then I would mourn it. I'd be like, my Toki Doki fabric. I love that fabric. I'm sure you guys have special fabric in your sewing room. I'll take a look at it after the sew along, Miss Trish. Okay, go ahead and just hit start again. It's looking really pretty. This is just a minute of stitching. Come back over here. We're going to trim these. I'll go this way on this one. Two pieces. Okay, it wants the red outline for this one too, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit start. That's going to be another minute. And I'll just keep trimming. This is for my Sippin' quilt back. And now these are all squares and rectangles. I'll start sewing these together. I'll lay them out and then I'll start stitching them. Sometimes I like having long, skinny pieces, so I'll go this way. Sorry, my arm doesn't reach. Okay, what is next? Let me look at my book. We're gonna do salmon. I was surprised I didn't have salmon. That was like a new color for me. I had to look twice. I was sure I had salmon. Even now, I feel like I must have salmon. but I didn't. Hang on just a second. I'm going to shut my door. Okay. I had Tango, and Tango's pretty close. I know, I actually talked to Patrick and I was like, did we, because I think we increased our insurance last year or the year before on our household goods. And we need to walk around and take pictures. That's like something we haven't done, that every year I'm like, we need to take pictures. I mean, just think about replacing the stuff in your sewing room. Okay, maybe that's what we do. We promise each other that we're going to go through our house and we are going to just make a little movie of everything. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? It's just the decorative stitching. You're going to do it over in this flower, and then we're going to do it over here. So go ahead and just keep stitching. And while we're stitching, I'm going to just keep trimming. Squares and rectangles. Oh, maybe I'll do some triangles too. Like this. I'm going to cut off that outie right there. Just get rid of that. I'm just going to hit start on my machine. It's going to do the other flower. I loved these. These were so sweet. Oh, look. Oh, you know what? I must have already started. I must have started sewing these together, and I didn't even remember it. So then I'll start sewing them together, and I will, I'll press and... So I sewed these together, and I'll chain piece them all. And I stitch at a 1.8 so that I could just cut them apart. Look at this. I guess here I wasn't even trimming them. I was just sewing them together. Okay, what's next over here? It's looking cute. Looking adorable. All right, stitch the flower 5 center fill. I think that's going to be navy. Is that my blue with the heart? Yep, get your navy thread. Oh, I know. I know. You guys are making me think that I need to do that. Okay, I'm going to put it on my to-do list. We're going to walk around, take pictures of everything, and point everything out. I mean, I also do a lot of beading. I can't even tell you how many beads I have. And I love semi-precious beads. Those aren't cheap. So do I have to take them all out, take pictures? Oh, so I'm doing a scrappy bag. So those are pieces that are left over from Sippin' on Sunshine, and I always make a scrappy back, so I never use the backing fabric that comes with it. I just throw it in the stash, and I sew together all of the leftover pieces, and that's how because I just can't stand all the little pieces everywhere. So I sew them all together, and I make a scrappy back. So I was showing them earlier I'd made a scrappy back for Enchanted, and I'm getting ready to make a scrappy back for Sippin'. And I start with just rectangles and squares and rectangles and squares. Okay, what's next? What's next? That was the center of those flowers, and they look so cute. You want to put celery back in. So we're going to go celery and monarch. Celery, celery. Oop! Whoop! Sorry. Why is this not coming out? Am I still attached? This feels stuck. It actually felt like it was stuck somewhere. All right. I was not paying attention. Did we not stitch? Did something not stitch, or did it just not cut the jump thread in between? Okay, hopefully we have everything we need. I'm just going to cut those threads. I was not paying attention. I was busy trimming my other stuff. That looks like there should be something here, though. Doesn't it? All right, celery. Uh-oh. What are you missing, Lita? Is it all in your digital library, though, hopefully? Hopefully it's in your digital library. I mean, Miss Trudy had that issue where her download that she was downloading from Kimberbell was downloading corrupt. But my download was fine, and I sent it to her, and she was able to finish up her project with that. So, yeah. The only material this takes is background and cork. Are you talking about this? So there was cork. There was some red for the applique. Here, and over there. I'm not going to put my finger over there because that black screw will get me. And then the applique fabric here. We're also going to have a border. So we need border fabric too. So this is what the fabric kit looks like. So border and backing, background, applique, applique, applique. You know what we should be doing? We should be prepping our backing too. All right. Why don't we do that? So your backing fabric, you should have 2 pieces of fabric that are 6 by 8.5. Look at this mess. So I hadn't even cut that yet. So I'm going to cut it right now. I'm just going to cut 2 pieces that are, my ruler is 6.5 and there's 8.5 right here. So I'm just going to cut 2 pieces 6.5 by 8.5. Okay. What do we have to do next over here? Is this looking so sweet? I wish it was double the size. It's going to be a sweet, tiny little pillow. But I like big ones. Pillows I'm talking about. Okay, what's next? What are we on? We did the salmon, we did the navy, we did the celery. Now we're going to put monarch back in. It's going to do that little tiny little tiny flower. It is too cute. It is so cute. I love these colors. I love them. It's super sweet. It'll be perfect for your 4th of July decor. The fabric that you get for this is made for the 8x8. So it is not going to accommodate. Am I doing the right step? Hang on. Yes. So it's not going to be enough fabric. I mean, you might be able to. We'll compare the two so you can see them. It's really going to be for the bench, but you might have enough fabric. I'm not positive. I think you might. So this right here, that would be your I mean, that's only, let me get my ruler the right direction. What is that? That'd be like 2.5 by 2.5, and then down here. Yeah, you'd be able to fit that in there. And then you have your fabric scrap for this. So your fabric scraps would be big enough. Your cork is not going to be big enough, I don't think. Because the cork, the size we cut your cork is as per the instructions. You get a fat 16th for the background. I don't think that's going to be quite big enough because I cut mine to like 12.5 by 12 and 10.5 by 10.5 is the finished size. So it's almost big enough, not quite big enough though. And then your borders, a fat 1/4. Oh yeah, you might be able to do it. You might be able to make it, blow it up. You might have to do a different white fabric in the middle, but I think you might have enough for the other stuff. Yeah, you might. Okay, so it wants you to sew this together at a 1/4, like fold it over a 1/4 inch twice. I've been using this more lately because it has the wood back. So when I steam, it doesn't go through and warp what's underneath. Okay, what's back here? Sorry, I keep bouncing you back and forth. We just did, what was that? Where are we at in our instructions? Oh, we just did the little red flower here. That's going to be this step 29. So we're now on this step, and that's going to be steel blue. It's going to do another little flower here and the 2 little buds. So go ahead and put in your steel blue, and then we'll be pressing our back. So that'll be ready to sew on. I love an envelope back. I feel like an envelope back is so easy. Okay. Which way do they want you to iron it? And we are going to be doing another hooping because we have to do the border pieces. So for the back, I think it's going to go like this and like this. So they're going to want you to sew this part here, a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch. And if you really want to be a stickler, we can press it. A lot of times I will just fold it over and I'll just sew it down without pressing it. But if you want to press it, I like to use my hot rulers because you can iron on these. And when I do it, I'll give this a little shot of spray. So I'll spray the end. So we're going to sew down the long end, not the short end. And I'll just go ahead and tickle it with my fingers back. And I'll just press it. Hi. Oh, sorry, guys.
Here you go, guys.
Patrick's home. Daddy's home. Dogs are happy.
Hey, guys.
And then I'll press it again. So I'll do that. So you get a 1/4 of an inch. Take that out and press it. And then I'll fold it over and press it one more time. Okay, what color is next in our list? Might as well be multitasking. So we just did the steel blue. Now we're going to come back in with our salmon. Salmon. Salmon, salmon, salmon. Where are you? Here you are. I always warn people. Couple of things. You have to put up with dogs. Mine are vocal. And you got to put up Mondays. If we do a Monday morning, you got to put up with, are you going with them? Where are you going?
We're picking up the groceries.
Oh, okay. You got to put up with the dogs. You have to put up with the lawn noise too. Because Monday mornings, our lawn guy comes. Let him in the backyard, Kai.
She's trying to push him.
I know. She's pushy. And then you have to put up with me making a mistake here or there because that happens. Okay, so we're going to do the salmon. Then we're biscotti. So biscotti next. That's going to be the center of a couple of the flowers. And then we're going to stitch out in monarch and steel blue, live simply. What does that say? Bloom wildly. Oh, I like that. I've already stitched it. You would think I'd know what it said. Yeah, we're keeping it real here, Sylvia. Okay, in the meantime, if you want to have this pressed and ready to go, I'm usually not this fancy. And literally I will just fold and then I'll sew it down. I'll just like eyeball it. But if you're one of those people that likes it perfect, use some best press because it'll make it nice and crisp. Fold this over. It's a little too much. If you're not good at eyeballing. Not everyone's good at eyeballing. That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Just use a hot ruler. And then you can get like a perfect 1/4 inch fold. And the best press because it'll hold it and just make it nice and crisp. So now these are ready to go. All right. Biscotti? Is that what we decided? That was the salmon flowers, and now we're going to do the biscotti. When I use automatic threader, I always have to, because it doesn't go in. Wait a minute. Let's talk about that. Real life. When you use your automatic threader, you have to trim it because, oh, are you using the cutter? So if you're using the cutter, it should be cutting it to the perfect length. That you might get a little loop. Every once in a while, you might have to pull it through. But you got to make sure you're using the cutter. And you're using the cutter that's like in that under area spot. So Miss Karen, are you using the cutter? That's like here. So you're going to do step 7, and then you have to cut it here. And if you cut it in that last step, it should be cut to the perfect length. But it's still too long. Are you saying it's still too long? Because sometimes mine's like I have a little bit of a tail there. It's still too long. We'll see you later, Miss Sandy. And then you're going to put in your monarch. Yeah, use that cutter. Whether, like, if it's the luminaire and you cut it on the side, then it should be the perfect length to just pull it through. And then same thing for the cutter under here on the Avenir. Use that cutter and it should be the perfect length. That being said, sometimes I have a little loop and I have to pull the loop, but it's not like a lot of thread. But that is part of the thread path. Or the threading steps. The very last step is going to be to cut it and then hit the threading button. Hopefully that'll work for you. We'll see you later, Miss Betty. Oh, it looks so cute. It looks so cute. I'm loving it. I'm going to hoop up again and do both of those hoopings in you could do the 6x10. I'm just going to stay in my 7x12.
Where's your car keys?
Good question. Is it? I'm here, so are you going somewhere?
I'm gonna replace this.
What is that thing?
Looks
Looks
like a sprinkler nozzle.
Oh. Patrick's doing his honey-do list. Here we go. Live simply.
It says it's nearby.
Maybe it's right here. Lift up all that.
Will you check those pockets?
This is what the game that Patrick and I play all the time. He doesn't like it. I don't like it either. The game's called Where Are Jeannie's Keys? She made it home, but they're nowhere to be seen. Do you know how much more time I would have to sew? Patrick, could you please, like, maybe not slam that? Please? Okay, let's get my navy thread. That's wrapped all around me. Hi, Momo. If you're ever stitching red and you're seeing your bobbin thread, just put in a red bobbin. Don't fight it. Don't sit there and try to adjust your tension. Sometimes it's just the digitizing, the way it's stitching out, the fabric that you're using, the thinness of everything. So I would just not battle it and just change your bobbin thread to match. All right, Miss Karen, was that about your you wanted the two larger kits? Cuz I have a note for that. Oh yeah, you're all set. I know we're sending you those.
Walking, carrying anything?
Alrighty. We were just searching for the keys, not to be found. Okay, put in your steel blue. Steel blue, steel blue. Yeah, do that. I do that with black thread too. I'm lazy, so I'll just start stitching with just the regular white bobbin. And then I watch and I go, oh, look. Oh no, I can see the bobbin thread. And then I'll just put in matching bobbin thread. I should probably just be proactive, right? But don't battle it. Sometimes it's a heavy stitch count and it's just the repetition of the needle going in and you're just seeing, and it's not tension, you're just seeing the thread through the needle hole. Miss Lila, will you, so they're on the website. I don't know if you could just purchase one or send me a note and I can add a note, but send me something so I don't forget. But yeah, I can definitely add one to your, and I think you have several orders, so I could just use your shipping towards that. You need a drop zone. That's what Patrick says to me. He's like, why can't you just put it in the same place every day? Yep, nope. My mind doesn't work like that. My mind says, put it where it doesn't make sense. Hide it. Put it under stuff. So Patrick got me tile, so we'll use tile. He used it, but it just said it was nearby. Wouldn't tell him where it was. Yeah, that would be nice. A drop zone. And you know what happens? And then when I do put it in the place it goes, that's the last place we look. I'm like, oh my God, I put it someplace where it makes sense. That's unbelievable. Oh, type in country blooms. Just country blooms, and it should come up. Country blooms, country blooms, country blooms, country blooms. How was your day? Yeah. We couldn't find the keys. Oh, he must have found him. Maybe I left him in the car. Yeah, sometimes I leave the keys in the car. Oh my God, it's awful. I must have left him in the car. Okay, I'm going to heat up my iron. We are going to trim this down. I am still drinking my coffee from this morning. It tastes so good. Guess what? We're done. Let's go ahead and rehoop. We're going to rehoop for the borders. While it's doing the borders, we'll cut and trim. Oh, actually not. We're going to do all of the trimming later. So let's come on over here. I did not cut my batting down. I did not cut my this fabric down. I'm just going to lay it down. Clean up. Clean up. Let's clean up a little bit. You know what I can't find, and it's driving me crazy? I went to a auction. It was like the junior diabetes one and the fundraiser. And you guys, have you ever, you go to an auction and somebody had put together a beautiful basket of sewing stuff, like a puff, like a little cushion that they had made. And then there was like cutting mat, stuff that I still use and love. 2 pairs of Ginger scissors that are like my Kai's, which I love my Kai's. I absolutely love my Kai's. But those were my originals. I'm still hoping they turn up someplace. And then there was all sorts of other stuff in there. I can't find those scissors. And it's driving me crazy. Both pairs. They're both missing. All right. I think both of these will fit into this hooping. I'm hoping. Oh, but it was one of those, it was a silent auction. And I kept checking. I think I was the only one that bid on it. And I felt like the luckiest girl in the entire world. You know how you keep checking to see if you have to increase your bid? And I never needed to because I must have been the only sewist in that entire room. Lucky me. Those people didn't know what they were missing. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take this and just fold it up so it doesn't fold under by accident. Accidentally fold under. I'll just roll them up like this and clip them like that. Because every once in a while it rolls under and I go, where's my embroidery? And where is it? It's folded under and stitched down. Yes. Oh! Did I make a mistake? I feel like I made a mistake. Because I don't remember ever using space. Where was space supposed to be? Is it the quilting? Oh, yeah. So space is the quilting. I kept going, I haven't used that color yet, and it's for the quilting. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and slide this on. Yeah, that was one of my luckiest days ever. I can't remember what I won it for, but it was like not much. Da, 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 da. Here we go. Oh, really? That's really strange. Okay, I will check that, Lila. Send me an email, and then I'll add a note to your order. All right, we are going to go ahead and let's put in our borders. And load the short border embroidery file into the machine. And then we're going to go back and then you're going to stitch out. Then it wants you to stitch the long border. Okay. So what I did when I did the big ones is I knew that they needed to be 10.5 inches because that's how big the center was. So I loaded the bigger ones because one of these is smaller. That's going to be 3 by 8.5 inches. How big is this one? And 3 by 6.5. So these are going to be your short ones. These are going to be your big ones. You're going to do both of them. But when I did it for the big ones, I put that in. And then I'm just going to show you. We're not using this. I went edit, size. I made sure I did the one that was going to redigitize. And I made it large proportionately until my top number was 10.54. And then I looked at the width and I went 3.72. 3.72. So then when I loaded the next one, I said, okay, took this over here, made a copy. And this one, I didn't just imagine that these are perfectly next to each other. Okay. And then I took this one. So one of them I left because it was the perfect height to sew to the left and the right side. And then this one, here's my sizing button. I knew these were going to be the right width. So I just made it taller. And I took this one and I made it, oh shoot. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted this. You know what you can do? Undo. There we go. I just took that one, and when I sized it, I just made it taller. And I filled up my hoop because I used my 9.5 by 14. Okay, just so you know how I did the borders for the one that I enlarged. I'm going to just take that one and throw it away. And this one, I'm going to throw that away. Or we could just start fresh. And I wonder if I can fit them both in this hoop. I think I can. We're just going to load one of each. This is my smaller one. Set. Use your finger for general placement. Add. And then you're going to do the bigger one too. And you're just going to leave them just the way they are. Because they'll fit this pillow perfectly just the way they are. That's it. Okay? I did mine like this. I loaded them next to each other. Maybe I did this one over. Did I do the bigger one inside? Move arrows. And we're going to, you trim right on those lines. Okay. So 6.41. So it's a little bit too wide for the 6x10 hoop. So you're going to either have to do them separately if that's your biggest hoop, or like right now I'm in my 7x12 so they fit, or it would fit into like my 8x12. So just pay attention. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between them. Like there's just maybe half an inch or something like that. But if you load them like this, you're going to need at least 6.5 inches by 8.5 inches to do those. The enlarged kit next to country. Yeah, why? I'm not sure why you couldn't find. Oh, you found it. Yay. Okay, good. All right. I'm happy. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it just like that. And let's go ahead and go embroidery. Right now, it's going to do placement, tack down, quilting. I'm going to go ahead and color group. And so what that does is it does all the placement for the batting and then the tack down, all the placement for the background fabric and the tack down, all the quilting all at once. Okay, but you can do it separately if you want. Let's go ahead and stitch. I have steel blue in there. It's going to go ahead and do the placement line for the batting first. And it's doing the small set first because that's the design I loaded first. Even though it's on the right-hand side, I loaded that one first, and that's why it's doing that. So when I did this, I didn't pre-cut my batting. I just laid it down. This was like as old school as you can get. I have not done this like this in a long time. I'm going to just go ahead and lay down my batting and then trim it. But I could get my 1-inch batting pieces and just put those down. I could spray those down if I wanted. I always have little I do 1.25. I have these strips left over from my, from the home sewn, like the edge. I had a piece that was perfect for the perfect size for the batting for the home sewn tiling seams. Okay. I am going to cut this and then I'll Hang on. And I'm just cutting this down a little bit. It's a little bit more manageable. Okay, I'm going to give these 2 pieces a little shot of spray. I just kind of eyeballed it. You can take your time and measure it. If you want to measure it to lay it down, I would go ahead and do a piece that is, what's that? 1/2 inch. Makes it easy. You could do like 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. And then this one, 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches or 9 inches, something like that. I'm going to give these a little shot of spray on the lumpier and bumpier side. I'm going to do the tack down and trim. Old school. Have your spatula just in case the foot gets crazy with your batting. This is your tack down. Am I far down enough? Yes, I am. Bye, Miss Cindy. We will see you later, my friend. Okay, here's our tack down, and then you're going to trim. Or else you can just cut your batting to size. Lay it down and just put your fabric over it. Whoop, sorry. Sometimes I get impatient and I start trimming while it's still stitching. Whoop. Oh, need my other scissors. Why do I feel like nothing is cutting? Hang on. Maybe I need to cut with my right hand. Maybe I need to... Oh, there we go. So I had Patrick sharpen my scissors for me. And then they didn't work for me because I'm peculiar. I'm a lefty that uses righty scissors. But when he trimmed them, they cut perfectly for him. But they no longer cut for me. Because I think he trimmed them for a righty. Yeah, do it, Miss Sylvia. Because you're not going to be able to sew for a while, right? Or are you going to bring something with you? It's been so long since I've actually trimmed batting. I mean, the nice thing is it's, oh, I got through like one layer. Batting is tacked down. That's always nice, right? So I didn't pre-cut my fabric. I just laid it down in one big piece, and that's what I'm going to do now. Boy, am I glad that when we do our sew-alongs, we usually cut all of this down ahead of time, right? Saves us so much time. This is like literally the first time I've done it like this. And I did do it like this on the other pillow as well. But we do not do this in our sew-alongs. We have all our batting pre-cut and ready to go. And we just spray and lay down and spray and lay down. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be pretty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spray my other fabric, and I'm going to lay it down right on top. This isn't quite wide enough to go on both of them. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this side and this side. All right, let's do that. I'll lay this one down right here into the center. And lay this one down on the other side. this. Okay, what color does it ask us to put down? It wants us to put down, we laid our fabric down, stitch the short border, tack down, do not trim the fabric, and then do the quilting. So you're going to put space in. I know I have some wrinkles right here. That's okay. Space. Space is a new color in my collection too. The batting looks, it is really thick. You know what's funny? Is I always order Hobbs 80/20. We've been ordering the same 80/20 heirloom, and I buy a 30 yards, and this one was thick. It was really, really strange. It was thicker than the other ones have ever been, or at least my roll was. I know it looks so thick, doesn't it? It is. It is much thicker than I'm used to. And it's just Hobbs 80/20. Okay, here we go. Girl, I know it looks thick because it is. Whew. That was just enough, huh? I don't know where my spatula is. Where is it? Let me grab something. Okay, just go ahead and, oh, you know what? That was my placement. This is my tack down. Sorry, I'm doing my, this is the tack down now. It should go right over this. And you're going to trim on that line. That tack down line is going to be your cut. Ooh. I know. Every once in a while I do that. I forget that that's my, I skip that step. I forget to skip that step. Every once in a while. Because usually we're skipping the batting tack down and the fabric placement line. But not this time. Hi, Miss Vicky. We'll put it in your box of fun with home sewn. And then you're just going to leave this thread in to do the quilting. Oh, it's 6:30. Just go ahead and hit start and do your quilting stitch. And then heat up your iron because we're going to press and trim. I'm looking at that going, excuse me, should we have used Hala Shimmer? I have no sparkle, no pizzazz. It's okay. But maybe I should get the navy Hala Shimmer. And you're going to switch your machine over to sewing after this because we're going to sew. It's not a ton of sewing. Miss Karen, are you a embroiderer, straight up embroiderer? I mean, we're just doing a little bit of sewing. Nothing crazy here. Can't wait to see it, Cindy. Alrighty, we are done with the embroidery. Let's go ahead and we're going to, sorry, I'm switching you over to a different filming arm. Here we go. Let's go ahead and press. So you always want to press before you trim. I like to use a little bit of moisture. I usually don't use best press or anything like that. Not on this part. But I'm going to turn it over to the back side. This is just water. And I'll go in one direction. Usually down into my wool mat. Sometimes I'll use my OESD press cloth. I'll go the one direction first. I'm going in the direction of the planks on the wooden basket. You just want it to be nice and flat. I'll go ahead and press these straight this way, up and down. They look so little. All right. Let's trim. This one, the final size is what, 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches? Is that right? Oh no, it's tiny. It's 6.5 by 6.5. I have a 6.5 by 6.5 inch ruler. You can use your pop ruler. Let's see. Let's get out the pop ruler. He's so little. I like the pop rulers because you can frame them and fussy cut. And if there's anything bulgy on the top, it doesn't like push it and mess up your stability. So I'm going to frame it. I'm going to look from the top, the sides, from every angle. That looks good. All right. I need to push this on here better. Hold the whole thing and turn. And turn. Get yourself a rotating mat. Because you're going to have better, more accurate cuts if you're not picking up your ruler and putting your ruler down, picking up and putting down. And it might not get the very corners. I always find like I have a thread or two just in the corners. Okay, here we go. Live simply. Bloom wildly. Okay, I should have done a different color for the outline stitch because it's kind of hard to see and I wasn't even thinking of it. That was a oopsie on my part. So you're going to just have to pay attention when you trim this out. Okay? And I'm just going to do my cuts one at a time. And darn it, I wasn't even thinking. Sorry, guys. That was a pretty amateur move. You heard me. I'm always telling you, pick a different color so you can see it against the background. And I have no idea why I didn't in this case. So I'm just looking at that. If it doesn't fit the line perfectly, that's okay. Fit your ruler to the line the best you can. Is that like the first time I did my tack down in the same color? Maybe I was just thrown off a little bit just by the fact that I was doing the tack down for the batting and trimming. I haven't done that in so long. So those lines, you're going to trim right on those lines, which normally I don't do. And I never trust those lines because they're not straight. But I'm just cutting right on those lines. It's fabric. It's malleable. We're going to make everything fit. It's going to be great. Okay, here we go. So we're going to sew the sides on first. So sides first. And then we'll put the top and the top and the bottom on next. Okay? So to the machine. To the machine. Tidy up. Let's put this away. Putting some stuff away because I need a place to sit. Not looking at any of your comments. Sorry. It's so little. Wait till I show you the comparison of the two. Okay? Here we go. So I'm going to leave space in my upper. Let's come here. Let's go ahead and we are going to go into sewing. And I am a digital dual feed girl all the way. So this is what I sew with 90% of the time. And I'm just going to do a straight center stitch. And I know I should probably leave it at 2.5, but I like a 2.0. I piece at a 1.8 when I'm like piecing. So I'm going to change out my foot. I'm going to leave that space in there. Put my foot up. Hello, hello. Your bi-level left and right foot. I should use my bi-level, huh? I just like, I know. I have them and I'm just not in the habit. You finished yours. Oh, it's so late. Oh my God, Carrie, can I tell you we were talking about you the other day? We were talking about your last name. We're like, we love her last name. We were all like, Carrie Bobbin, Carrie Bobbin. It's so fun to say. Like Violet Craft. Really? Is that? I Googled it. I was like, is this her real name? Could her name really be that awesome? And indeed it is. Just like you, Miss Carrie Bobbin. Okay, let's put our sides on. Dylan's like, I just love her name. He said to me, he was like, her name's Carrie. He was talking about your name, and I was like, no way. And then I saw it, and I was like, yes way. Okay, hopefully my hand's out of the way. I'm going to back stitch right here. And I know you're getting the side angle. I love it when you get the side angle because I have nothing in between me and my sewing and I can actually see. It's so awesome. All right, I'm going to do the other side and then we're going to press. We're going to best press and then we're going to clapper. It doesn't matter what door Patrick comes in. He loves to slam it. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go over. We're going to press. Whoop. Come on over here. Let's give you the tall view. You're like, how did she make such a mess so fast? It's my talent. Don't expect to be able to do what I do. Okay, I also love my pressing bar. And I use both of my pressing bars. It's really whichever one I can find. I like to use the shorter. I like to use this one when I'm doing smaller things and this one when I'm doing longer things. But when it comes down to it, I just use whatever I can find. Best press. I think it said to press this towards the edge and not open. Let me see what it says. We're so close to being done. Okay, arrange the block, short, blah, blah, blah. Right sides together, short border strips to the sides. Press the seam. Doesn't tell you how to press them, so press them any way you want. Should I press them open then? Or should I press them? They're a little chunky. I'll go ahead and press them open. Let's just do that then. I like to give it a dry press. Oh, my manservant is talking about dinner. I wonder what amazing dinner he's going to make me. All right, best press. I always know it's in my Iron Maiden bottle. And then I like to give it a best press. And I like to immediately clapper it. do this one. Dry press. Best press. And clapper. To set your seam. Just go ahead and clapper it. Okay, let's sew the next ones on. Here we go. Is this just so sweet? You gotta make it bigger though. It's gotta be bigger. I just need it bigger. Okay, I'm gonna sew this on. I can't help myself from wanting to do the tiniest stitch. I don't do it with everything, but is that so cute? So cute! It is adorable. It is really sweet. I was so just vibing with that's what the young people say. It came so unnaturally to me. I had to like struggle to find my words. I was vibing so hard with the one, the pillow that I did. I thought I wasn't going to love this one. I love this one. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. It is so cute. I don't know if you guys want to do, if you want to, we're not going to stitch in the ditch on this because it's so tiny, but I stitched in the ditch on mine so that it had that nice flange. Here, I'm going to show you what I mean. But this one's so tiny, I feel like you're not even going to have a pillow if you do that. But once I sewed the front to the back, I stitched in the ditch so the pillow doesn't go into that edge because I just thought that was so much cuter. And the pillow's only in the white section. But this one, I am going to go ahead and we'll just sew it as per the instructions. Move over here. Move back. Pop you up. Low tech. I know everyone else has like several cameras and they just switch they switch to different stuff. And we have that too with we have a setup at the store that we do that with, but here I really like to just use the same camera. Low tech, very low tech. Oh, it feels a little thick. You know I love my pounder. I like it. I just like it nice and flat. Ooh, makes such a difference. So cute. This is adorable. It's just part of my toolbox now. Once you have it and you feel that seam and it just feels like a little just high, I don't like it, I pound it. And I don't know if you necessarily want to do that on all your stuff because I feel like that can weaken your fabric. But this is, I'm not going to be, this is just decorative. I am not looking at comments, so hopefully you're not asking any questions. Hopefully you're just going, oh, I'm all done. It's so cute. I love it. I'm not looking. It is so cute. I feel like, I don't know. A lot of the Kimberbell projects, I see them and I'm like, oh, it's so cute. And I don't really appreciate it until I stitch it out and it comes to life. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. But when I see it, that's when I stitch it and I see it in person, that's usually when I fall in love with it. I just love it nice and flat. Okay, it's really sweet. Those colors are just so cute. We're going to put the back on now. So I prepped these pieces already. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew them right now. So let's go back over to the machine and then we're going to put the back on. We are almost done. Okay. So this, I did not bring a pillow form with me. Way too long to get my steam iron. I know this is folded so perfectly. I put navy in the top and then I have like a light gray on the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to move my needle drop over a little bit too. To do that, to move it to the right, you're going to hit the plus. To move it to the left, you're going to hit your down. That looks good. And that should be a nice top stitch. Actually, is that like too far over? No, that's kind of perfect. Although he was getting a little caught there. Why is he not moving? Is he plugged in? Okay, for some reason he does not want to catch. So I'm just going to start in a little bit because it's going to be like a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And I'm using my 1/4 inch flange as my guide. Oh, you know what the issue is? I think it was over too far. I'm going back to... I moved my needle back over. I barely caught it. And we want it to at least catch. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and use that kind of as my, what do you call it? My leader. Oh, I should have taken my stitch length up a little bit. That's perfect though, right there. Okay. I took my stitch length back up. That was a little bit small. Okay, now that we have that, let's grab the front. Pillow front. This is going to go on. And this will go on the other way. I like mine to go vertically. You could have the envelope opening up horizontally, but I like it vertical. And let's get ourselves some wonder clips. We're going to clip so all the way around, and then we are done. Sorry, I did not bring a pillow form home. I could whip one up really quickly, right? Okay, let's clip. Poppy. No. I like to pull this taut all the way over. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The boys have a hose out. And my dogs love the hose. Patrick! They might go crazy. Okay, we're clipped all the way around. You're going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm at 2.5. I'm going to just stitch around the whole thing. I'll just start right here. What is happening? Something feels funny. Hang on. Is my belt engaged? What am I doing? 3.5. Let me reset. I feel like my belt wasn't engaging or something. Oh, you know what's going on? This clip was underneath, so the foot wasn't coming down. There we go. Okay, there's always a reason. The Wonder Clip was in the way, and the foot wasn't able to come all the way down. Okay, you have lines on your foot here, so when the edge gets to that first line, that's a 1/4 inch away from your needle, so you're going to watch that. So when we pivot, there we go. I need like barely one more stitch. There we go. All right, we're going to clip those corners. We are going to turn it inside out. I like to come into my corners with 2 cuts. That's how I usually do it. And don't get corner greedy. That is close enough. I don't know why I used to just do 1 cut, but this makes me feel fancier doing the 2. I'm like, oh my God, look how fancy I am. Just like that. And then when you turn it right side out, we're going to turn one side. You're going to put your pillow form in. We should press this, right? Let's go ahead and we'll turn it the whole thing right side out. I'm going to use my perfect corner or whatever this is called. I always use the big end. Don't use the little end. It just goes right through. Heat up your iron. And then I'll turn it again. We'll push these corners. But when you put your pillow form in, you're going to do this. You're going to put your pillow form in, and then you'll fold this around it. It's too hard to get it in if both sides are folded out right like this. It's too hard to get it in here and in this side. At least I think so. I think it's way easier. But I'm doing this right now because I'm going to press. So cute. Let's go ahead and give this a little press. Best press. And the whole pillow measures what? 8 inches by 8 inches, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's 8 inches by 8 inches. So if you're going to make a little pillow form for this, I would do it like 8.5. Do 9 inches by 9 inches. And you could also make a little flange if you wanted, and just so make it even smaller and just make it to fit in there. But is this so sweet? I will make a pillow form and put it in here before I bring it tomorrow. But this is going to be your Live Simply. Let's look at this compared to our other one. So you kind of have perspective. And if you don't have a hoop this big, that was, I did do it on my Avenir. If you don't have a hoop this big, you could do like 9.5 by 9.5, or you could just blow this up to 8.5 by 8.5 and then do the border. So you have options, but this is really, really cute. It would look great on a bag. This could be a pocket on like your bag or something like that. This could be on your t-shirt. There's so many things you could do with this. This could be on your dish towel. This was an adorable embroidery. I loved it. And it's very, very sweet. So that is it, guys. Hope you have a great night. And we will be back at the store tomorrow. Are there any questions? No? Well, then I will see you later. Thanks so much for joining me and have a great evening. I'll talk to you later. Bye.